share on
24th of February, Rabbi Furst, Pierke, Avos. Purim.
Right. Very good. Thank you, Lou. As Hashem. Again, as Lou mentioned, this is Rabbi Shlomo Furst Yeshiva Tzalman Nafshi here in Yerushalayim Kereb Zoom. Our first year, we're learning Kadei Kemach Rabbeinu Bechai on Purim. I'll put on the screen sharing. We'll begin again. Let's see here. View. Okay. Okay, very good. Fine.
So with the third paragraph?
Yes. Let's start again. Third paragraph.
Vayehi behashmiya devar hamelech vidato v'gomer. And it was when he heard the matter of the king's knowledge. This
is referring to the decree of the king, right? This is the decree of the king, Achashverosh, that he wanted all the young women, all the beautiful women, to come to join with him in his palace.
Right. V'tilkach Esther el beis hamelech v'tim tav v'titav hanara be'enav v'tish'a chesed lefanav v'hachesed tis'a ima lo v'zuz mimena. And Esther was taken to the house of the king and found approval in his eyes, and he did chesed for her, or she,
right. His chesed tasa ima lo zuz mimena. And this chesed, this mercy that was done for her, did not leave her. Lo zuz mimena. She did not leave her. It was with her the whole time. It was with her all the time.
Lo hagida es ima v'im moladata v'gomer, and she did not speak of her people and her origin by birth, her birth origin. She didn't say she was Jewish.
Right.
Ma mitzvah, I'm sorry, shitzaveh aleha kan kidei shetishmor Torah Hashem Yisbarach b'seiser shelo techol nivlos
nevelis
b'tishmor hashibatot below year gishu hamishratim ki im haya yodea hamelech shema yachrichana V'chol ki baal kirchach nechpasha. Okay, long sentence. Let's see. Ma shitziva, that which was commanded to her, thus through shetishmor, that she guarded the Torah of Hashem with what's peseser?
She should serve a Kadosh Baruch Hu secretly. That she was lo agide es ama. She didn't say who her people were. Ve'es moladata, and her birthplace. Ma shitziva aleha kain, and that this is referring to that Mordechai had commanded Esther that she should not speak of these things. And why was it that she was commanded by Mordechai to do this? Kadei shitishmor Torah Hashem Yisbarach b'seiser. In order she should be able to be allowed to observe Hashem's Torah in secret. She shouldn't eat nevelis. V'tishmor Shabbos, and she could keep Shabbos.
Lo tochel niv los utishmor ha Shabbatos, that she would not eat nevela, and that she could guard the Sabbath. V'lo yir gishu ha hamish ratim ki im haya yodea hamelech shema yachrichana dechach ki baal karkach nech pasha. So let's see, and she would not, and she did not tell what is hamish ratim?
That v'lo yargishu hamish ratim, that her servants should not yargish. They shouldn't suspect. They shouldn't suspect that she's keeping Shabbos.
Because if
right, go ahead.
If the king would know, maybe what's this yakrihana?
If the king would know that she's Jewish, Shemer perhaps Yichrena B'kach, he might force her to do this, to eat non-kosher food and to Mechal Shabbos.
Because it would be against her will that she would sin.
Right.
Uve Hagia Tor Esther Bas Abichail Dod Mordechai Lo Bakshu Bikasha Davar Gam Ze Laos Al Shekulam. And when Esther's turn came, when it came the turn of Esther, the daughter of Abichail, the uncle of Mordechai, she did not request anything. Yeah.
Right. Davar Zeh Gam Davar Gam Zeh the Os Al Kulam. This is also something which was a indication of everything. Meaning, why didn't ask the question? Why didn't she want to take anything? All right, let's look at the pasuk in the Megillah. Let's see where that is. Could be in the let's see which parak Megillah is Esther. Hold on. Um,
Esther.
I think it's in second chapter. Yeah, I think it's in the second chapter of Megillah. Um,
I think it's 2:15.
okay, let's take a
Then came
look.
the turn of Esther, daughter of Mordecai's uncle Abihail, whom Mordecai had taken as a daughter. When she was come to the king, she did not ask for anything other than what was suggested by Haggai, the king's administrator in charge of women. Esther was pleasing to all who saw her.
Right. So the question is why didn't Esther um, ask for anything? So you're saying here that this is also an indication because if she asked for things, they might have brought her things which were forbidden in some way or another.
I'm
So
sorry, they might have brought her what?
they might have brought her maybe things like they would have bring her clothes that she couldn't wear, had shatnez in it, perhaps.
Ah, yeah, I have a commentary on it. Um, It says Mordecai raised Esther to have good traits. She therefore did not ask for anything when her turn came to go to the king. She neither boasted of her beauty nor wanted to be queen. She said to herself, I am the daughter of the saint Abihail. He was called Abihail because he was the master, Avi, of a host, Chayil, of good deeds. I was also raised in the house of the great Mordecai. How can I willingly go and be intimate with a Gentile?
Right.
She didn't want to encourage the king in any way.
Very good. Okay.
All right. So, V'chol Avdei Hamelech Asher Bishar Hamelech Korim Umash Tach Umash Tich Yom Haman, and all the servants of the king that were in the gate of the king. What is Korim?
That Corey means to bow down.
They would bow down and prostrate to Haman. Kasav HaChacham Rebbe Avraham Zal Yesh Lishol Ulama hakanim Mordechai es atzmo. It's written by the sage Rabbi Abraham, blessed memory, that there is to ask why what is hakanim? Hakanim?
That there is to ask, Lama hachnis Mordechai es atzmo b'sakana. Meaning, Kol avdei melech asher bashar amelech korim shtafin lama. All the servants of the king that were there in the courtyard of the king were bowing and prostrating themselves to Haman. Because of a chacham, Rabbi Avraham and the Rabbi Avraham Zal yesh l'shol. There is to ask, Lama hiknis Mordechai es atzmo b'sakana. Why did Mordechai put himself in danger?
Ichnis is to enter.
Hiknis is, yeah, right, correct.
So why did Mordechai enter and therefore put himself in danger? Gam hiknis kol Yisrael, and also all the Jews entered. Roy she yidaber leester v'tasirhu mishar melech, and all the Jews. For all the Jews, it was appropriate that they should know davar, that they should speak.
No, the question is, yesh l'shol, why did Mordechai put himself into danger? Also, he brought all the Jews into danger as well. By Mordechai being a representative of the Jews, right?
Right.
So by not bowing down to Haman, that put the rest of Klal Yisrael at risk as well. Look at the pasuk, how it says it. It says over there that it says in the Megillah that you'll see it. I'll point out the pasuk to you in a moment. That
I think it's 3:2. It's a long pasuk though, where Mordechai would not bow down.
right. Yeah, very good. Let's start with that pasuk over there. You'd like to?
All the king's servants at the king's gate would kneel and prostrate themselves to Haman, for thus had the king ordered. But Mordechai would not kneel or not prostrate himself.
Right. So now, continue on to the next pasuk.
And the king's servants at the king's gate said to Mordechai, "Why are you disobeying the king's instructions?" They spoke to him every day, but he would not listen to them. They told Haman to see if Mordechai's explanation would stand, for he had told them that he is a Jew.
Right, continue on.
Haman saw that Mordecai was not kneeling or prostrating himself, and Haman became filled with anger. It was not enough for him to hurt Mordecai alone, for they had told him of Mordecai's people. Haman desired to exterminate all of Mordecai's people, the Jews, in all of Ahasuerus' empire.
Right, so you see, as a result of Mordecai not bowing down, he put himself in danger and also brought Claudius into danger as well.
But this question implies that Mordecai had a choice, but we learned above that Mordecai was already a member of the king's inner circle, and he was even living in the palace. So it wouldn't seem that he really had a choice. He was already there.
Right. So that's it. That's exactly the answer. It says here. So again, the question was, well, why did Mordecai bring himself and Klal Yisrael into sakana, into danger? Hayaroi, that's in the second line in that paragraph. Hayaroi shidaber Esther. It was Roy. It was proper or fitting that he should speak with Esther. Let he Mordecai just speak to Esther the queen. Vitisruhu Mishar Melech, and have him removed from the gate of the king.
Oh, in other words, ask Esther, as in her position as queen, to go to the king and say, please remove Mordecai.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Aval chak ha-malchus shekol mi shenis maneh b'mi noyiv v'hu zaz misham damo barosho. But what's chak?
Chok Medina. It's a law. It's a law of the country.
That anyone, what is shenis mana?
That anyone shenis mana b'minuyoy, anyone who was removed from his post.
Removed from his post. Who zaz? What's zaz?
And he would zaz means to move, Misham. He would move from there.
From there. Demo barosho. They would remove his head.
That's right. So
he couldn't ask her to do that because that would be a death sentence.
right. Once you got a job working for the king, that you got a lifelong contract. As long as you want to live, you can keep the job.
Kind of like the mafia. Vayar Haman ki ein Mordechai kor umishtachava lo. And when Haman saw that Mordecai was not bowing and prostrating to him, vayivaz be'enav lishloach yad b'Mordechai levado. he didn't want to strike against Mordecai alone. Vayivakesh Haman lehashmid, and Haman wanted to destroy es kol hayudim, all the Jews. V'az hafil pur v'nafal lo hagoral, and then he drew lots, and he cast a lottery b'chadash adar, for on the month of, or the lottery came up with the month of Adar. Ushmach Shimcha
Simcha Gedolah.
Simcha Gedolah, and he was very happy. Lefi Shabo Ma Moshe, because it was when Moshe Mace Moshe. It was when Moshe died. Below Yada Shabo Nolad, and he didn't know that it was also when Moshe was born. Vaikrav Sofrei Hamelech B'chadash Harishon B'Yud Gimel Yom Bo, and he called the scribes of the king in the first month, on the 13th day of the month.
Right. So the first month is Nisan. So it's on the 13th of Nisan. So Haman made the poor, the lottery on apparently the 13th of Nisan, and he called the scribes on that day to come to him.
V'nishloach Sfarim biyad haratzim v'gomer v'ha'ir Shushan Nevucha, and he sent the scribes through, what is Haratzim?
Right. No, these are the Sfarim, meaning the letters were sent through Haratzim, are fast messengers.
Messengers, fast messengers. And the city of Shushan was bewildered.
Right.
So, what's bothering me about this? Let's see. He cast a lot. He was happy that it came up on Adar because it was the month that Moshe died. He didn't know Moshe was born. And he called the Sofrim and sent them, and they were bewildered. I don't know, this last sentence, and the city was bewildered with, it doesn't seem to fit.
Right. But let's take a look. Let's take a look at the Megillah itself. Right. That let's see. That pasuk is at the end of chapter 3. The last chapter, last pasuk in chapter 3.
Yeah.
The runners went out, rushed by the king's order, and the law was announced in Shushan the capital. The king and Haman sat down to drink, but the city of Shushan was bewildered. So even looking here, it seems a little out of place. But in the context of what we're reading, it doesn't seem to be relevant to the point, which was that he was happy. He was happy. He did the lottery. He was happy with the result, and he sent out the messengers to deliver the letters.
Right.
I would have ended the paragraph there. I wouldn't have said, and the city was bewildered.
Right, because all the Jews realized that there was a terrible gezerah now. There was a terrible uh, death sentence, Hashem Shalom, on them.
Okay, so you can say, and all the Jews were afraid. But why were they bewildered? They didn't understand why this was happening.
No, they didn't realize, they were upright citizens going to the party of Achashverosh, attending all the public functions. And now all of a sudden they're going to be doomed. Very, very, very,
Confusing.
yeah.
Okay.
Why should the goyim turn upon them so radically?
Right. Our old buddy Achashverosh turning on us.
Yeah.
Okay. Mordechai yada es kol asher naaseh. Mordechai understood all that was happening. Va'az shalach leEsther shet tit hanan lifnei hamelech al zos. And then he sent to Esther Shetit Hanan. What is Shetit Hanan?
That's the same source of the word we had in Sefer Devarim. There's Parshas Vayeschanen, right? Vayeschanen, Shitit Chanen, that she should beseech in front of the king also.
And she should beseech before the king concerning this decree.
Right.
Vamar la el tadmi benefesh benefshecha benafshech leham malat beis hamelech mikol haYehudim ki im hacharash tachrishi be'ei hazos v'gomer. And she said, what is this me?
Armalah, Mordecai sent to Esther saying to her, Al tidami, don't imagine,
Don't imagine.
B'nafshecha himalay beis hamelech. Don't imagine that you will be saved, that you are in the house of the king. Don't imagine just because you're in the house of the king, you're going to be saved.
When all of the Jews, or from all of the Jews, because im ha charash, what's charash?
Oh, that this let's take a look at the pasuk here. Um, um, that's beginning in pasuk Yud Gimel, pasuk Yud Dalet.
Mordecai told them to reply to Esther, do not think that in the royal palace you will escape the fate of all the other Jews. If you remain still now, relief and help will come to the Jews from another place, but you and your father's house will be destroyed. And who knows if at that time you will still be queen.
Right. So ki im tacharesh hachrishi, if you shall certainly be silent.
Silent.
A cherish is someone who is deaf, right?
So if you will surely be silent at this time,
Yeah.
etc. Bior ha kasuv ki im ha cheresh tachrishi be'es hazos rioch v'hatzala ya'amod LaYehudim mimakom acher below ad al yadcha. And the pasuk reveals that if she was silent at that time, then the salvation would come from would come upon the Jews from another place, and not through her. Ve'im tach shavu shetim lati ta'avdi v'chol beis avicha imcha. And if what is tach shavo?
Right. If you im tachshavu, if you will think chitimalti ta'avdi v'chol beis avicha imoch.
What is shitamalti?
From like from the ir miklat, meaning she'll be saved, she'll find refuge.
And all of the house of your father with you. Umi yodea im le'et kazos. And would you know that at this time Hagat le Malchus.
Right.
Klomar,
Mi yodea im le'es kazos hagias lamalchus. And who knows that if it was for this moment, you reached the malchus, meaning what I was telling yesterday, what do you think? You're there the queen. What do you think you're there the queen for? What did Hashem make you queen for? Who knows if this was not the exact moment that HaKadosh Baruch Hu put you to be queen for this exact moment in time.
Ella Va'avur Be'et Hazos. But for the sake of this time, She Toshii es Yisrael. Toshii, is that to save?
Right, Toshia, right, with it to be a the save Klal Yisrael, right? Well, Toshia is Yisrael to save Klal Yisrael.
Ba'az Hashiva Lo Lecha Kinos Es Kol HaYehudim. And then what's Hashiva?
But as Yeshiva Lo, and then and therefore, Yeshiva Lo, she responded to him Mordechai. Look in Pasuk Tes Vav and Tes Zayin.
Esther told them to reply to Mordecai, "Go and gather all the Jews of Shushan, and all of you fast for me. Do not eat or drink for 3 days, day and night, and I and my girls will similarly fast. With that, I will go to the king in violation of the law, and if I perish, I perish." So she responded to him that all the Jews should fast. Vitsomo alai. Fast with me or on me. Va'al tachlu, and do not eat. Va'al tishtu, and do not drink. Shaloshes yamim, laila v'yom. 3 days, day and night. That's a long fast.
That's right.
That's a complete fast. No, not even water, right?
That's right. No water, no eating, no drinking, 3 days, 3 nights.
I mean, that would seem to be putting yourself in sakana, no?
Well, they were in Sakana either way.
Uh-huh. I
They
see.
had no choice.
That's true.
No choice. So
Usually we fast for 1 day. Why 3? Just because it was so severe?
right, that there was, don't forget, this was probably taking place on Yud Gimel Nissan, the 13th of Nissan.
Right. So it's Pesach.
Right. So, Yud Dalet is Erev Pesach. Tes Vav is the first day Pesach, and Tes Zayin is the second day Pesach. And we'll see how the chain of events led to Haman being hung on that second day Pesach, if I'm not mistaken.
Shall I continue or should we stop for today?
And let's see. Okay, it's getting, yeah, maybe late. We're the last few lines of this paragraph. So make a note now at the last few lines of this paragraph.
Okay, got it.
We'll take a break and we'll start the Mr. Grush's shortly.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Thank you. Very good
Well,
reading. Thank you for
very
the reading,
good.
Lou. Appreciate it.
Yes, very good.
Thank you.
And continue shortly, Mr. Shem.
Okay.